Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today we are taking a closer look on one of the new weapons, Red Terror. The weapon that do drop from the new event, the Dangerous Pastimes. If you are looking for this weapon, this event is triggering at Thunder Mountain Substation. At least at this moment, as this is a new update, new event, it is triggering every hour on the hour. Now, about the weapon itself, you can already tell it is most likely intended for full health users, so I'm running this weapon on my lazy heavy gunner build. I will put a link somewhere on the screen right now, so if you need it, check it out. It is one of the most addictive builds, to be honest. And now, how good is it? Based on the legendary effects, Furious, which is not the best, but in case of this weapon, really good, as the fire rate of 159 basically means you will max out the legendary effect bonus in about 0.7 seconds, so real fast. Then there is damage while aiming, really good for full health builds, and faster reload, perfect match for a weapon that normally have limited amount of ammo. And about the ammo amount, look at the capacity. It says 150, which is double the ammo capacity of light machine gun. Therefore, real good. For example, I was using for quite a while my quad LMG on this build with weapon speed. It's a 2-star. Ammo capacity and weapon speed, so capacity of 300 with quad. Therefore, the new one is double. How is it perform? We'll jump into it in a second. First, on the weapon workbench, there is something very interesting about the Red Terror. And the point is, it doesn't really need to be red. The Red Terror doesn't need to be a Red Terror. And I really love that, because I'm a turtle. Turtles are usually green. Therefore, Green Terror is something for me. So it can be red, can be green. You can apply any of the regular paints as well that light machine gun uses. But those two are unique. That comes with this weapon. So for me, Green Terror it is. Do you prefer red or green? Let me know. There are two. They do come with the gun. So when you drop the gun, you should be able to color it green or red based on your personal preference. Now, you cannot, as you can tell already, you cannot change legendary effects on this gun, so those are fixed. They'll be always like that. You cannot change them. Then, I do recommend Prime Automatic Receiver, of course. It is a straight-up damage increase, and currently with amount of ammo that enemies are dropping back when you kill them, especially in expeditions or daily ops, I would say Prime it is for everyone. So I'm running the Prime. The biggest competition for this gun will be, in my opinion, the other gun that you can get as a guaranteed drop, which is... Did you guess it already? Did you guess which gun I have in mind? It is Final Word. That's the gun that do drop from Beckett's questline, and it's another gun that is a perfect match for full health heavy gunners. This is anti-armor, weapon speed, damage resist while reloading. And again, guaranteed drop that cannot be changed. So those need to be legendary effects on it from the Beckett questline. Beckett is an ally. If you don't have this gun yet, grab it. It's a really good gun. So we'll be comparing directly against this gun. So let's go for some super mutant test. And to be absolutely honest, any gun that can perform well on a full health build is amazing. Its full health is a real test. Most of the guns can perform really well on the low health build, but very few can perform real well on full health build. About the damage while aiming, how does it work? You don't need the scope, you just need to be aiming when firing the gun. So you can see the damage is up when I aiming, compared to if I would be firing like hip fire. It goes up if I start aiming. It usually takes half a second for the effect to kick in. The damage actually register. In my opinion, 150 bullets with this gun is already enough. So that's perfect. Could have been more like a quad have. For example, if I switch now to my quad LMG, that it is with faster fire rate, but do not have this hidden extra ammo capacity, you can already see that it takes longer to kill them. A little bit longer to kill them, but it compensates with extra ammo. The question is, do you really want a good DPS in the cost of ammo, or would you prefer a good DPS without added ammo cost? So that is the quad. It's not as efficient, so in my opinion, the Red Terror is a winner compared with quad. Not only saves you ammo, but overall DPS with those effects is slightly better. So I will go for that. It's a really good damage. Now, how it compares with its biggest competitor? How does it compare versus Final Word? Let's try it. Still the same build, of course. We are not changing anything else, just the weapon. The time to kill is slightly lower as the fire rate is different. The Final Word fire rate is definitely lower. LMG is the king of fire rate from the conventional guns. And no, I'm not comparing versus Gatling Plasma and so on. It's the biggest upside of those conventional heavy guns is no spin up time. So the spin up time weapons usually offer better DPS, but they do not fire instantly. So that's a big minus. And now back to the Red Terror. So we can see with this gun, the damage per bullet, like with the Final Word, is about 100. With this gun, it's a little bit lower, unless taking one for the team kicks in, then it's going above 100. Taking one for the team, of course, is a legendary perk, and I'm now stuck, but I can still fire somehow. Can I unstuck myself? Okay, thank you, game. So, performance of this gun, I cannot complain. It's so satisfying to use. It's one of the best guns for lazy heavy gunner, and it's a guaranteed drop, so you don't need to get lucky. I mean, you kind of a little bit. It's not guaranteed that every event will drop it, but it is guaranteed that when you drop this gun, it will be exactly this one. There is no other legendary roll combination. So if you drop Red Terror, that's the same Red Terror. And you purchase it from player vendors, that's the same Red Terror. So the gun is absolutely incredible in my opinion. I love it on my lazy heavy gunner. It looks awesome, and the Green Terror, it's the Turtle Terror. So I repainted it straight away when I figured out I can. Now about the damage after our adrenaline will wind off in comparison with other guns per bullet, as you may wonder about it. So now the damage per bullet is 71, the fire rate is 159, so very high, and there is extra damage while aiming, there is Furious, so it all adds up. If you compare it now to the Final Word damage per bullet is 78, but the fire rate is 114. So significantly lower. The Final Word is anti-armor, that's why you can see higher damage numbers on targets than really on paper. It's not too big of a difference. It's 78 versus 71, so very little, but of course anti-armor is preferred over Furious. Just a little bit, but still preferred over Furious. But this gun's fire rate, it's the king. The ammo capacity, 50 cal wins. But this one is close second. With added reload speed on the third star, that is officially my favorite conventional heavy gun. Like high caliber heavy gun for the lazy heavy gunner. If you still want to know how it compares with the biggest hitters, so we have here an Holy Fire. Yeah, the Holy Fire, significantly higher damage, slightly lower fire rate, but it is a king hit itself. The Holy Fire is the powerhouse in the small package. The only downside, limited range on the Holy Fire and no prime. So it's less efficient on Scorch enemies and Scorch Beast than the Red Terror, as there is no prime, there is no bonus to Scorch Beast as an option. If you want to compare it with something like Gatling Plasma, again, Gatling Plasma, better damage, lower fire rate. Gatling Plasma is basically close behind the Holy Fire, but way cheaper to use. So that's the comparison for you with other guns. What do you think about the Red Terror? I'm a big fan. Honestly, I'm a big fan. Very accurate, long-range weapon. The recoil control is the only thing that you need to practice a little bit about. It's not really suitable for VATS usage, as AP cost of 50. It's really not something you want to try with VATS. But as conventional, heavy gun, amazing piece of equipment. I love it. Let me know what you think about it. And that being said, thank you all for watching, and see you all in the next one.